Welcome everyone. Ty and Charlene Bollinger here with The Truth About Cancer. We can't wait to share episode 7 of Quest for the Cure's final chapter with you.
It's called Juicing Essentials, Ketosis Facts and Fictions, the Importance of Oxygen and Pet Cancer ABCs. And here's a sneak peek to Wet Your Whistle.
The amazing thing about turmeric, Ty, is that when you go into the literature on Medline, there's over 10,000 studies that have been published.
Love curcumin or turmeric, right? So turmeric, really powerful orange spice, or curcuminoid antioxidants, really good for inhibiting certain gene pathways that are associated with cancer.
There's at least 8,000 different carotenoids, at least 20,000 different bioflavonoids in fruits and vegetables.
These flavonoids, like curcumin, quercetin, lagic acid, resveratrol, and naringenin, they powerfully protect the brain against damage by the chemotherapy.
People have healed of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. The list just goes on and on and on of the people I've met whose lives have been changed by doing something so simple as changing their diet and starting to juice.
And this was my aha moment, and I decided to use her diet to incorporate this discovery into my clinical work.
We draw the blood and we add the ozone gas to it, and then we drip it back to the patient. It increases the oxygenation, so which helps also supporting the immune system and suppressing the cancer.
that are only marginally effective and toxic.
And one of their plaintiffs, her husband died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and so did the dog of a lymphoma. And the dog would travel around the farm with and roll around and be there when the father sprayed, when the husband sprayed, and so they both died of a lymphoma.
Veterinarians are the only wellness profession that actually tell you to eat more processed food, and fresh food could be risky. We don't know if it's safe to feed fresh food.
If raw food were dangerous for animals, there would be no animals left on the planet.
There's 3 words that I strongly recommend. It's 3 easy words to remember, and that is eat real food.
A healthy human body is self-regulating and self-repairing.
The private viewing link for you to watch tonight's episode is in the description below.
We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks and God bless.